Abe. Today is the 20th of January, 2015, and as you know, I am a person who does a lot of things. But what you may not be aware of is exactly what those things are. So I wanted to share with you a lot of the stuff that I'm involved in that you too can be involved in. I have an account on this website called 8 Tracks. It's a playlist website that takes its name from the antique form of music listening to. And I have a couple of playlists on there. I'll put my profile link in the description. All the people who are watching this who have been to my dance parties know that I am very good at playlists. I only have 3 up so far, but if people listen to them and want me to make more of them, I totally will. Number 2, I have a Goodreads account. You can look at my shelves are slowly becoming more organized and something that other people could look at for reference. So I have a hipster books shelf, which is all the books that I've read that have less than 500 reviews on Goodreads. I'm actually planning to at some point make a video about my hipster books, my favorite books that are not very well known and really ought to be. Not everything on the shelf is stuff that I think ought to be well known, it's just the stuff that isn't. So take those with a grain of salt, those are not necessarily recommendations. That said, if you're on Goodreads, I want to be friends with you. I really like comparing my books to other people's books. Goodreads has a feature that looks at the ratings that you've given books that you have in common, and it's your book taste is 71% compatible with so-and-so's. Plus also, I want to look at what books you have because I'm on this crazy kind of stupid quest to put every single book that I've ever read into my Goodreads account. I currently have upwards of 900, which is a lot of books, but I want to have more, and I also want to know what I ought to be reading and what you guys think I should read. I'll put a link to my profile in the description. Next, I've talked about it on here before, but I just can't overstate it. I am the editor-in-chief and co-founder of a literary magazine zine thing called GAMS, G-A-M-S. I'll put the link to that in the description too. We have 3 issues out. All of them are phenomenal. There's another one coming on February 20th. And if you are creatively minded, then you can submit prose and poetry, fiction and nonfiction, as well as visual art. I work for another literary magazine. This one is called The Peel. It's the literary magazine for Appalachian State University. They have online issues as well as print issues, and the online issue for last semester came out, and I don't know, I can't vouch for the poetry and the visual art and the music because I'm not on those committees, but I can vouch for the prose, and I liked everything that was published, which was not true last year. So go check that out. Over the summer, I work for yet another literary magazine. This one doesn't really need my plug because it's actually one of the biggest deal science fiction fantasy magazines out there, but it's the bomb, so I'm just going to tell you about it. Anyway, it's called Lightspeed Magazine. It's also going to have a link in the description. It also puts up part of its contents free online. Some of my all-time favorite short stories I've read in there. Thing number next, a neuroscience journal, which may not be up everybody here's alley, but you never know. It is the premier undergraduate international neuroscience journal called Impulse. Link, as you would expect, in the description. If neuroscience is your cup of tea, it's not going to be the highest level stuff, but it's interesting to see, what's out there, and a lot of it is pretty understandable to the layperson, even though they are, scientific articles. I'm not a neuroscientist, and I'm a reader and actually executive associate editor, and I understand what's going on in them. I have 1 year of college bio. Final thing, which is actually not something that I'm doing, it's something that my dear friend is doing. Her name is Rachel, and she's putting out an EP, only she doesn't really have the funding. So she's doing a Kickstarter, and I can tell you, this is the girl who was my roommate last year, and her voice is phenomenal. She is the best singer I think I have ever met. She's also a very good songwriter. Some of her stuff is faith-based, some of it isn't. If that's something that's off-putting to you, I understand that, but if it isn't, she is so sincere about it. You should check out her Kickstarter, donate if you can, spread the word if you would be so kind. I'll see you on Saturday, Abe. Goodbye.